Hey guys, Marcin here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we are jumping into the GT Legendary Goku event to try out the EZA INT Gohan. I want to see how well he is going to perform in this event. I really want to see how much damage we can get him to do against the full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku at the end, because obviously he does have type advantage. So starting off, we've got what's probably going to be one of his best rotations for the whole event, which is obviously we're going to have him linked up with the AGL LR Gohan, and then we have the GT Gohan and Goten in slot 3, so he's getting a 40% support buff. So he's starting off at over 100k defense, bearing in mind the boost that he gets from his passive and from his super attack. He's going to be well over 200k defense post super, so should be pretty solid, at least for the earlier of stages. The one thing we will have to be careful of is obviously the couple of physical stages, but 6 million attack stat is pretty good. Obviously he doesn't have any sort of stacking or anything like that, so that is potentially the best attack stat we can see, although of course he is a nuker, so if we get to get one of those lucky rotations where we get a ridiculous amount of orbs, then obviously you can see a much bigger number out of a unit with a passive like that. But we'll have to see how we get on here, because I'm definitely going to be interested to see the Golden Great Ape and then the INT Super Saiyan 4 Goku, where obviously Gohan is going to be type neutral. Be interesting to see how much damage he takes post super attack. I mean, if he still tanks normal attacks for double digits once we get to that point, then obviously that's going to be very good. He does get most of his defense after attacking, because obviously there's the part from his passive and the effect from his super attack. So he is really a slot 2 unit, which is why it's so good that he's such a good link up with the AGL Gohan, because obviously after the first few turns, when that Gohan's been stacking up his defense, he's going to be a really good tank to have in slot 1. And then the INT one can just go off in slot 2. So once we get the rotation set up the way we want, we'll have the this STR Trunks that was on this turn floating as well, because of course he is a 40% support for Hybrid Saiyans as well. So the only rotation that we're going to have with no support for this Gohan is going to be once we have the friend Gohan on rotation, because this high school Gohan, obviously as good as he is, he's not like a crazy strong attacking unit. He's not he doesn't give as much support as Trunks or Gohan and Goten, so we're just going to use him as the main rotation partner for the Tech Gohan, and then have the 240% floating, and then the friend, right, it'll be my Tech Gohan floating, because the friend one is rainbow, mine's only 90% when it comes to the Tech Gohan, so we should be pretty set here. Just need to end up getting these rotations the way we want them. So obviously the Hybrid Saiyans team, ridiculously good. I did show off for the initial showcase for the EZA Gohan, we did use a Goku family team, but yeah, since his best link partner is another Hybrid Saiyan, Hybrid Saiyans is a very powerful team for doing this event, just because they are, not only do they have some good options when it comes to hitting hard, but of course Hybrid Saiyans has such a crazy selection of units. They're so strong defensively. Even the support units that we're using on this team are all really good defensively, so we shouldn't have to worry too much about getting super far into the event and then getting killed, or of course the fact that it takes forever with some teams. When you build a team that has a lot of infinite defense stackers, for example, but they don't deal a crazy amount of damage, then obviously you can find it takes quite a long time to get all the way through this event. But this is actually a good setup here. So we got no support, but Gohan's not going to have to take any attacks, because obviously this is not a rotation where we would want to put him in slot 1, especially with type disadvantage, whereas this Gohan is just under 200k defense. I mean, he won't tank a super attack particularly well on this turn, but he's obviously still the best option to put in slot 1 here. So yeah, I was going to say normal attacks we should be fine. Unfortunately, of course, the main reason this GT Goku event is so difficult is all of the defense lowering super attacks, because it means you have to start stacking your defense way higher than you would in any other event in order to not take huge damage from his super attack sometimes. So 3.4, we didn't get to pick up many orbs, because obviously it prioritized the INT ones, because it will always go after the type advantage orbs. But obviously we only picked up, what was it, 3 orbs? One of them was a rainbow, and we still got the 18 key super. It's one of the reasons why that ability of having the extra key per key sphere obtained is so powerful, because obviously same type orbs, in this instance the int type orbs, they're all giving 3 key, and then any other orb is giving 2. So obviously for an LR, it's a very, very useful ability to have, so you can get that 18 key super attack. But got a good setup here. We finally got the 2 Gohans that I wanted together. Shout out to High School Gohan. Obviously the World Tournament is on at the moment. Definitely one of the better World Tournament cards you could pull with the tickets as you get them. Obviously Cell and Gohan got their awakenings, and they are definitely ones that you want to pull off of that banner if you don't have them, or if you don't have them fully maxed out. They are featured on this banner. I actually had been saving a bunch of tickets, so I did a bunch of the single summons earlier. Managed to pull 3 cells, but none of the Gohan. So I will be putting up Rainbow Showcase videos for those over the weekend as the World Tournament goes on. Unfortunately, when those units first came out, way before we even knew what their awakenings would be, they were very good supports, the Cell and the Super Saiyan 2 Saiyaman, but they weren't super great defensively, so I gave both of mine like max dodge, and obviously now that they are pretty strong and they have a really good super attack effect, you really want to go for more additional. So I was actually very happy to pull extra copies of that Cell, because then I'm able to actually change up his hidden potential system, so that worked out very nicely for me. So let's see, we can get 4. Yeah, see, unfortunately we don't have an orb changer on the team, so we don't have like any real way to manipulate the setup so we can get a lot of orbs for Gohan. But I'm interested to see how much damage he's going to take here from the physical Super Saiyan 3 Goku, because this is similar to the first rotation. We got a 40% support unit, so he should be over 200k defense after supering. He should tank a normal attack for double digits, but if he gets super attacked, the combination of defense lowering and the type advantage means we could definitely take quite a bit. Or, you know, he just comes out and crits and finishes him off, because that's the other thing as well. Like, this Gohan can hit decently well with enough orbs picked up, but same is true for pretty much any event like this, where once you start getting to the more difficult stages, especially when you've got type disadvantage, if you're not critting, you're not really doing any damage. So how's our Gohan looking here? The Rainbow one's almost at 500k defense already, and then my one's at like 250. Considering he hasn't attacked a huge amount of times, that's not too bad. We'll obviously wait until quite a bit later on to transform him, because we don't want Tech Gohan, as he is often known to do, just going off and dominating the showcase here. Because once you transform into Ultimate Gohan, especially once you've been stacking up for a while, he starts to really put out some numbers, especially when the enemy has enough HP and he has the effective against all types. He can definitely dish out some pretty serious damage in this event. I mean, we're doing quite well in terms of time as well. We're at the shouldn't take too long to finish off the Ozaru here. You see High School Gohan doing a crazy 103 damage. But I mean, the fact that he's essentially a free-to-play card and he's tanking pretty well against this Ozaru is he's such a great unit. One of the better World Tournament cards for sure. So even if you don't pull the new Cell or Gohan with your tickets this time around, if you manage to get some copies of him, it's definitely a win. So how do I want to do this? If I do this, are these purples all going to connect here? Come on. 4 again, or we can get 5 orbs there. Wow. Yeah, we're not getting a huge amount of luck in terms of the orb layout here. And yeah, we're still sat at around the same sort of defense. Now, none of that's going to change, because it doesn't have any form of stacking. He just gets the extra when performing a super, and then gets the super attack effect. But the orbs are going to make a difference in terms of his attack stat, because it's only 18% attack per orb obtained. The thing is, because they seem to go out of their way, like someone made a perfect point in the comments yesterday in the original showcase for this video, basically saying like it seems like they were scared of him, because they could have made his EZA so much better. Like, even if they'd just given him attack and defense per orb, obviously that wouldn't fix people's major complaint about the lack of offense that he has. But if they made it attack and defense per orb, that would make him so ridiculously good defensively that then it wouldn't be as much of an issue that his offense isn't that crazy, right? Because then you would kind of be prioritizing, like, you're using him as a defensive unit more so than an offensive unit. Because with all that defense that he already gets from his passive and the super attack effect, if he was also getting 18% extra defense per orb, like his defense would be insane, and he'd actually be good as a slot 1 unit if you could get enough orbs as well. So I think that would have definitely been something they could have done, because like I say, it would make people complain less about his lack of offense if he was super good defensively, because his defense definitely isn't bad. Being over 200k after supering is obviously pretty decent, but obviously we see units that are capable of way more than that, even some of these like banner units and stuff now, right? So if he was a unit that was post super attack sitting at like 300, 350, close to 400k defense, then I feel like people would complain about his lack of offense quite a bit less. But unfortunately, it is what it is. That's what they gave him. So like AGL Gohan here, what's he up to? Obviously he's a stacker, so we're not like comparing them, but yeah, he's at 340k. We're able to get 8 orbs now, so we've got no support this time. So obviously we are going to have lower defense. We should still be close to 200k post super attack. So if Gohan takes a super, we could definitely take a lot of damage. But both of the other units on this turn should be able to tank reasonably well. So even if he gets hit hard for a super attack here, we shouldn't die this turn. Because obviously my biggest complaint, and a lot of people's as well with the GT Goku event, is even with a really good team, like if the wrong unit gets super attacked, you can die from full health when you get towards the end of the event, which is really frustrating. It definitely feels like what they kind of refer to as artificial difficulty, because it's obviously a form of difficulty, but like you have no control over it. It's just a case of you sit there and it's like, please don't super attack this unit, and you have no control over it, and if they do super attack that unit, you just die. So it's one of the reasons why I like doing this event, for showcasing units and stuff, like seeing how well they can get on, especially when you get towards the end. But some of the fun of this event is definitely not there for me, because you can't bring in like, you know, fun random teams that have a couple of units that we would consider not quite top tier, because then by the time you get to the end, one of those units is probably going to get you killed. But Gohan hitting the 5.5 million attacks down the previous turn, that's not bad. We had what, 8 orbs picked up for that turn, so pretty decent. Gohan's getting up here now, 5 million attack stat from him as well. Very good. Unfortunately, yeah, we need to crit to actually deal damage against this Goku. But there's the additional super, 5.2 million. Can we get a crit this time? There we go. See, look at the difference. 3 million damage when we actually land the crit. That's pretty crazy. High School Gohan, of course, not really going to do much. Of course, he's benefiting as well the 40% support from Goten and Trunks. So he actually managed to do a little bit of damage. And there he is, tanking for double digits against Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Really good. Mine obviously is Rainbow full level 10 links, but very strong card. If you do the World Tournament for no other reason than to try and get some tickets and get that guy. Obviously, we talked about it in the video the other day I did about the World Tournament. That Tech Gohan reward is a very solid card, and kind of worth doing the World Tournament a little bit for as well. But let's see. So this is not a great setup. If I had a way to drop this down and connect all of the purple orbs here, that would be pretty good. But if we do this, yeah, see, I was hoping maybe those oranges would connect there. So now, this is actually the first time in the video, and this is what is always the problem with nuking style units, is even with that extra key per orb obtained, we can't actually get his 18 key super here, which is very unfortunate. In fact, depending on how these should drop down and connect those ones, right? Yeah. I was going to say, because we might not have been able to get the super attack for Trunks, which would have been very bad. So, at least we got the support. So even only getting the 12 key super, we should still be close to 200k defense with Gohan post super attack here. I'm a little bit concerned about the Trunks in the final slot as well though, so I think we will go ahead and heal and raise our defense here. Because Gohan will still take quite a lot of damage from a super if we get super attack this turn, because the Android 8 defense buff doesn't really protect you all that much from a super attack, especially this far into this kind of event. You really need damage reduction on your items if you want to get some decent defense going. But 3.5 million on his 12 key super, I mean, that's not terrible, but obviously you can see here like Goku's defense is incredibly high as well, so with that kind of attack stat we do less than 1 million damage. Not really ideal when you think we're talking about an easy aid summonable LR here. So yeah, Trunks with that little extra defense buff from the item, able to tank for double digits. That's what we like to see. And in fact, let's just see if we can finish off Super Saiyan 4 Goku this turn. We'll go ahead and transform with Gohan here. I think the Super Saiyan 4 Goku doesn't have enough HP for him to have effective against all types, so hopefully he can actually get a crit here. But we'll go ahead and do this. We should finish him off this turn, but I've sort of lined up those AGL orbs there just in case, because without support, High School Gohan's not really going to do a lot. And then obviously both of these Gohans, if they're not critting, 6.3 million attack stats, pretty good. And then Super Saiyan 4 Goku pulls out the dodge. Wow, okay. I see. Alright, and then he's going to super attack High School Gohan. So he's got very high defense and damage reduction at the moment. Still 80k, but again, considering he's a free-to-play unit, that's it's not bad considering there's no other support unit on the rotation. Pretty decent amount of damage for him to be taking there. And then no crit from this guy, so we don't finish him off this turn. I can't believe he dodged Ultimate Gohan. That's crazy. Alright, so I think AGL Gohan probably finishes him off here, but we're only going to grab these orbs just in case he doesn't. Give you the 7 orbs here, and then just grab these. Because AGL Gohan, my AGL Gohan, funnily enough, is only at 79% as well. So both of these LR Gohans only have 2 dupes for me. The AGL one is not full level 10 links. I think I started him at some point, and then I stopped for some reason, because I think most of his links are like 6 or 7. But yeah, we got 7 orbs for Int Gohan, 6 million, pretty decent with the support, similar to what we saw on turn 1. So obviously this is what I was saying right at the start, is, you know, he doesn't have any sort of stacking ability or anything like that, so, you know, once you get that perfect turn setup, you're not really going to see any numbers bigger than that. I just really want to see if we can actually get a decent amount of orbs. I want to see him hit Tech Super Saiyan 4 full power Goku here for a big number, but of course he survives again. Jeez, this guy's got so much HP, it's crazy. So we'll do this, and then I guess at least we get to start the full power Goku phase with Int Gohan on rotation, and then I think we'll just call the video there. We don't need to go all the way through full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku's HP, because like I say, his numbers aren't really going to change much. Although, do we have support on the next rotation? I don't think we do, actually. So it'll be interesting to see. Is this the rotation where we have Trunks? Or yeah, I can see this is the rotation where we have Gohan. So, no additional support. What are the orbs looking like here? Not great, again. Although, actually, this should drop down those rainbows, right? To connect up those. There we go. So that'll do. That's 6 orbs. Okay, so 6 orbs with the type advantage. No support, so we're looking at probably just under 200k defense post super attack. So let's see what we can do here in terms of the damage. Obviously AGL Gohan, his defense is super high at this point, so he's going to be tanking very nicely. Big damage without that crit there. And then Int Gohan, yeah, 4.7. But what does that actually look like in terms of damage? Can we actually get a crit off of this as well? I think mine has like 14 crit. 2.26 million without a crit, and then we take a super. So type advantage, we should have just under or just around 200k defense. Wow, still 170k. Oof. So yeah, I mean, really the same sort of conclusions as the original showcase yesterday. Is unfortunately he's just really not that great. Like, his EZA obviously made him a lot better. He's now usable in the harder content at least, but yeah, just very disappointing when you think about how good some of the other, like, EZA LRs are. Like, I don't think it's much of a stretch. I'm assuming you guys probably wouldn't disagree with me too much. I think LR Bardock EZA is way better. Majin Vegeta we still don't have on Global, but from what I've seen, I think he's slightly better. But we'll have to wait and see till that comes to Global and I can test him out firsthand. But let me know what you guys think down below. At least you can use him in difficult content now because he's got that defense, but his offensive numbers are just not that great, especially when you consider the teams that he's on have so many great options. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.